Alright, so let's make the foot. So I'm just gonna name this Snowshoe. And let's make the foot that goes in it. Alright, so this one will start with a cylinder as well. 16 divisions. Something like this. Let's hide this for now. And what we'll do is we'll select this half here. And if we extrude it, we can move it down to make the shoe like that. And then this one is a little weird. We'll add a loop here and then select the faces here and then extrude them out. Like that. So I know it doesn't look like much now, but it should look like a beautiful foot once we're done. So let's select these faces here and we're just gonna scale them out because the foot is like that. Alright, so we need to round the top off here. So first let's add a loop. So insert edge loop, autocomplete off. So here's what we can do. Instead of doing it the way we're doing it before, selecting the edges, just drag a selection like this. And we don't need the one in the center, and then we can add a loop and hit enter. And then we'll add another one here, autocomplete. And now if I put a vertex here, holding V, snap there, holding V, snap there, like that, using EP curve. If I go from the side view, I can select these guys, vertices here, and just move it so that I get a nice curved shape here. I'll show you how to round this off. So I'm gonna center the pivot on this, duplicate it, and just move it out. Doesn't matter where. Select both of these, go to surfaces, and we'll do a loft. I'll set some settings. So go to loft, I'm gonna reset it and show you the settings that I'll use. I'm gonna set this to polygons. Set the type to quads, tessellation method general. Set this to per number of isoparms. Actually no, set this to 3D and set them both to 1 and click apply. So I'll get this. I can hide the curves, I don't need them. I'll just need this geometry here. So I'm going to go into the NURBS tessellate and set the U number like that, and that's good enough. So now what I'll do is I'll create some curves using the EP curve tool. Snap here and then bring those up like that. I'm holding shift, so I click here, holding V, click here, and then holding shift, just drag up and you'll make some curves. Then I can hide that object there, the polygon, and see what we have is this, and see where they come out. That's where we're going to drop loops. So if I double click here, select relative distance from edge, autocomplete on, and just kind of eyeball it to where those curves are. I don't need the curves anymore, I'll hide those, but I'll unhide the loft shape, and I don't need this loop. Delete that one, select this one, move it down and snap it there. Same thing here, move it down, hold V, snap that one there, and that one there. And I don't need this anymore. And then we have a rounded part there, and see it's rounded all around. So that's the way I like to do that. Now we need to make a base here, so I'm going to add a loop here, and then we'll need to make a rounded shape there as well. So let's drop a loop here like this, and then one here, and then we'll need to do the same. So let's make a curve. Now this is just the way I like to do it. You can do it any way you feel like you're comfortable. Okay, so we want to actually change this a little bit. I want to give it more. So the curve is a little chunky, so just press 3 on it and it'll smooth it out. Okay, same thing. Center pivot, duplicate, just move it out somewhere. Do the loft. Now, we did the loft before, and the settings will be the same. There it is. Set the NURBS tessellate for the U, like that. Hide the curves. Come in from the side, and let's make some curves this way. Hide that. Select this guy, and then let's unhide that geometry and then snap it here. Deselect that. That's looking all right to me. So the next thing we can do is we can smooth this out a little bit. So one way to do, well, first off is I think we don't need this loop because it will loop it around horizontally. We'll remove that. Then we'll add a loop here. And then if I'm just gonna hold V and just snap it there. And add connection here and here. See that pinching there? We need to smooth that out. So we can do it by selecting these guys, doing that. See, it's already starting to look better. So then we just need to kind of move these two down a little bit, and these two. So we're just kind of smoothing out the whole transition here. And then what we can do is select this loop, move that up, select this, and move that up as well. Okay, maybe that was too much. And then we'll add a loop here as well, like this. And then we need to do this. So a couple ways that we can do it. I want to actually start over. I don't like the geometry that's there, so I'm going to select those faces, delete them. Select this loop here, and then extrude in using the blue arrow. that, and then fill hole, split tool, split poly tool, and we'll just do this. We'll just redraw this. This will be much easier and cleaner. Then use the insert loop tool, set it to multiple, one, put one on each side, and then use the split tool again. There, soften that. Okay, let's add 2 loops here. And then we'll add, there's a little indentation. Like that. And we'll use, to move this in, we'll use the, it's under mesh, no, under edit mesh, transform component, and grab the blue arrow and just push it in. Like that. And I'm just gonna bring these down like this, and add another loop here, just to reinforce it a little. It might be a little too far out, so like that. There, and then we have another, it's basically a strap across the front. So I think what we'll do first is just scale this out a little bit. We'll use just use scale. Move the pivot here at the base and just push that out. Let's readjust this actually. And then let's add that strap. So the strap is here like this. We use the cut tool, and then it is there. So it's going to be really messy, but we'll clean this up after. Right now we just need to get it in there. And I'm just going to start cleaning it a little bit. Okay. Like that. Don't need. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to turn that off. To add loops here, so maybe like this, and then like that. Yep, that'll work. And the other thing is, you don't want to do twice the work, so we'll delete half. Okay, that's good. Let's get rid of this. Anything that's not connected to an actual edge we'll delete. We don't need that. And then we'll extrude this. And we'll just need to snap these edges so they're straight. Okay, and it's a little rounded, so I just want to move them in a little bit. So I'm going to put a loop here and a loop here. And down here, I'm just going to reconnect it like that. Because I'm going to remove these two. Like that. So it's in a little bit. And then we'll add just a loop down the center. So now we just need to clean this up. And let's do that. actually don't need this guy. Get rid of this for now. So what we need to do is just loop these guys around. So let's put a loop here to spread this out a little bit. Move that in there. Let's do a double loop in here, and then let's just draw some like that. Like that. Delete the extra ones. Okay, so this side's good. Now we just need to do this side. This is going to be a little trickier, but not too bad. We'll do that, like that, just for now. And now we just need to redraw some of these. So, like that. Rid of those. And we have this triangle here we need to get rid of. Okay. Oh, these faces here need to go as well. And these edges need to be snapped to the center. Okay, so to get rid of it, we can actually do it like that. And then we just need to move some of the edges around. So let's do that. Just redraw this a little more like this. So that makes it more quiet. We select this, put that down, let's soften and see what that looks like. So I'm checking all the angles just to see that nothing weird's going on. Now I'm going to select this loop, just that, just the outside, and I'm going to do transform component again and just push it out a little bit so the straps will around her. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it. Control D, modify freeze so we can flip it in -1. Then combine, merge, and soften. See how that looks. Okay, so what I want to do now is just round this thing off a little bit. First, let's get this, because we just built it a little quickly and it's a little squarish. So I'm gonna round it off. It's not that hard. See, it's a little square here. So we're going to use a lattice. Let's go to the front view. Select that. Create lattice. Same setting as before. And now we'll just add some loops this way. Like that. Right. Now lattice point. I'm going to select these two. See, that whole thing gets rounded. See what it's doing. looks a little better. Okay, now let's select this. Make sure everything else is selected. And then extrude that up. Up again. Here's our little toy foot. Let's bring back our snowshoe. We don't need all of this. Let's rotate it. Move the pivot to the bottom of the foot and place it on our surface here. Is it on the surface? It's not on the surface. There we go. And I'm going to move the pivot to the back. That, place it here. Now we can scale. So I think it's more like this. Yep. Freeze, reset, history. There we go. So this one, assign new, blend, okay, let's add. Oops. That, and the snowshoe is like golden sign material. Blend. And automatic map on this guy as well. Just for now. Just so they have something. And this will be foot. So now if we group that, move our pivot up there somewhere. There it goes. Now if you decide you want to change some things, like I do right now, you can after the fact. So I'm going to select these guys, go to Lattice, select this, move that up. Also, there's some ridges on the back here. Let's add those in quick. There's one here and then one there. And then we need to add some bevels, so one there, one there. That. Deselect those and move these down. Want to do this. There we go. Modify, freeze, reset. And we're done.